upsets in NBA recent history. I mean, the Clippers got eliminated in the Western Conference Final, had a total collapse. And Doc Rivers may have coached his last game. So, I mean, at the end of the day, what can I say? I mean, this is just like, I mean, for real, this is like a super meltdown. I don't even know how to explain this. But Doc Rivers may have coached his last game as the the Clippers coach, and to be honest with you, he should be fired. Hey, CB, man, C, can you get that link, man? And C, can you come on, man? Straight up fucking meltdown. Straight up meltdown. I'm like, oh, I mean, you can't make this shit up. I don't think they're gonna. I mean, Kawhi just like, I don't know, man. It's just like he mentally collapsed. It looked like he had this in cruise control, and then all of a sudden, it just evaporated. I'm like, for real. Like, so now, so now, can you say it will be the Los Angeles Lakers and the Denver Nuggets in the Western Conference Final? Who would have thought? We was expecting the battle for Los Angeles. I mean, things can never go according to plan. That team looked like the Clippers looked like they was a team of destiny, and then all of a sudden now it just like evaporated. It's like Kawhi like just it was like Kawhi just like checked out. Paul George checked out. Doc Rivers know that he will be eventually. what man? Yeah, it just looked like I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. So I'm trying to figure out what happens. What's up, CB? Hold on. Hey, CB, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, man. I'm gonna let you cook, man. Just what you think, man.
Whew. Um, this collapse right here, boy, is absolutely disgusting. I don't know what the hell happened, town. I was just watching this damn game. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George didn't show up, and the Clippers in the second half when they got down, I saw the panic in them. They started rushing shots they was hitting in the first half, and I think the biggest thing with them, what they messed up at was when they let Jamal Murray get hot and cook their ass for 20 points in the second quarter. And I don't know why Kawhi nor Paul George was checking him. You can't have no Lou Williams or no Marcus Morris or no Landry Shamet trying to check him. and he was cooking Patrick Beverly. That's when, you know what I'm saying, one of your elite defenders is supposed to get over there and supposed to, you know what I'm saying, Kawhi and Paul George. One of them supposed to get over there and you know what I'm saying, try to quell that. I just don't get it. Like I'm like, wow. I don't know what the hell to say, town. Like I really don't. Like this, I ain't never. I don't know. Like this is just happening. Like, but you know, phew.
I said that anything could happen in a bubble. I said anything could happen because this is just hey Carl, this is just more proof that man, when you don't have no home games or no away game, like it's no pressure. And Denver didn't have no pressure. Let me
They,
let me let me tell you something.
what's
And
up?
this is and I'm gonna let you cook. This could be a sign of things to come because I'm gonna tell you right now though. They may start saying, "Hey, man, well, why do we got to have home games and away games? Why don't we just pick one designated place, like one city, and then we just play the finals there? So nobody don't have no home court, no home." I'm serious
I
because
mean, yeah.
this.
I mean, I mean, they definitely might try that, but you know, LeBron gonna cry, baby. No, we weren't home court. We won home court. You know, and that's gonna be the only problem. But I mean, to me, it'd be more exciting. But I'm gonna tell you this, town. The Lakers better be worried. I mean,
Yeah, I think they should.
the Lakers better be worried because them boys got them young, fresh legs. And I know they got AD down there. I know Shannon Sharp always said, "Can't nobody check AD." Well, who they got to check Jokic? You know what I'm saying? His all
Exactly.
around game. And who they got to check Jamal Murray? Because that young man showed like once he get hot, woo wee, he is a
Yeah,
problem.
they got some interesting matchups too. I don't think this gonna be a cakewalk. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm almost to the point I ain't bet no money against Denver.
No,
I
I
think
ain't doing
Denver.
that. Two straight
I
series
ain't bet
town coming
no
back from
money.
down 3-1. Two straight series. They
I
came back
mean,
from down 3-1 against the Nuggets and now the Clippers. I mean the Jazz and the Clippers. I'm sorry. The Jazz
yep.
and the Clippers.
So
You
that just
know,
goes to show you if the Lakers go up 3-1, that means Denver
that's when
go.
the series
That
begin.
means Denver go. Denver. That means Denver go win the next three games. Cause I mean,
And the Lakers, I think the Lakers bench depth is gonna be exposed, and because like you got like they got Michael Porter Jr., you know, who I was impressed with. Gary Harris, like they line up, they can go and Jokic, like AD gonna have to guard Jokic. He gonna have to play center, whether he would like it or not. He's gonna have to.
well, he
The
ain't gonna
JaVale
like that at all.
I mean, he not, but I'm telling you, town, the JaVale McGee's and the Dwight Howards, Jokic gonna eat them for breakfast. He gonna do them. You know,
Yeah,
he
cause
gonna
see,
eat.
that's the thing. He don't have to. He can shoot from the outside, so he don't have to come in the paint at all. Cause see, that's one thing we all know. JaVale McGee can't shoot. We all know Dwight Howard ain't that good of a shooter. So we already know that Jokovic can get them on the outside, start like busting them from the outside, and then
Yeah, and then on
if you
top of
try
that,
to
he's a
double
great
team him,
passer.
yep.
Great passer for a
So
big man.
it's gonna create some opportunity for Murray. Hey, I can
Woo.
tell you this much, Carl. If the Nuggets pull this off and do the unthinkable and win it all, they should be able to go to Walmart for the rest of their lives because one of the Waltons owned the Nuggets. One of Samuel Walton's daughters, she owned the Nuggets and she owned the Colorado Avalanche, and then she married to Stan Kroenke that owned the Rams. So you
Yeah.
talking about
Oh
yeah?
yeah, you know what I'm
So
saying. So you know her money was long already because I mean she makes Stan Kroenke look broke. You know that's
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and that's being honest because you know them all them Waltons they all the kids I mean they all worth over 40 billion apiece.
yeah, and yeah, her name Ann Walton. So she probably telling them, "Shit, y'all get free Walmart for life if y'all pull this all. Y'all can just walk in there and just grab whatever the fuck y'all want." Like I said, man, this gonna be a hell of a series. Like I
It
said,
is.
I'm not putting no money. I'm not betting against Denver until I see the final buzzer go off and it officially say that the Lakers is going into the finals. I'm not betting against Denver. I'm not
I'm
betting
not
against
either.
Denver. I'm
And
a
you know
wait
who
to
I'm not
see.
betting in town. You know who I'm not betting against either. Miami. Did you see that Miami game against Boston?
I'm gonna look at the 15-minute highlights, and then I'm gonna do the video. I didn't get a chance, but I
Man,
know Miami is
the ending was epic, boy. Man, whoo! I'm gonna tell you like this: Bam Adebayo blocked Jason Tatum's game potential game time dunk at the rim, sent it back and grabbed the rebound. Good shit.
yeah.
Like I mean, they got a team
But that's
effort
the,
tonight, but I think it'll be a better finals. Like you know, what I'm saying I'm not putting it past nobody. We're gonna have odd finals this year. We're messing around, have something like the Nuggets and damn Heat in the finals. Just being honest.
that would
I,
be crazy. But see, here's the thing, CB. I think in the long run, in the grand scheme of things, see, this is where the NBA is lacking. See, they think every year that it has to be like three particular teams in the finals, and I don't think that's gonna keep working for the fans, because at the end of the day, we want to see some parity. Say what you want to say about the NFL. Anybody could go to the Super Bowl and people gonna watch. And I think they want to
yep,
start
because
seeing these.
you can have
Yeah,
a hot season.
yeah,
You can have a hot season, and that's why the NFL is the most popular American sport because a team can make moves in the off season, and them moves get hot during the regular season and go all the way to a Super Bowl. Out of nowhere. You know,
yeah, yeah. See, it's no guarantee. Like I'm trying to tell people, it's no guarantee that Kansas City is going back to the bowl, because, like
no,
I
no.
said, if
He,
Lamar Jackson play
he
like
got a
this.
whole lot to say about that. A whole lot.
And I don't know if you know, and we gonna get back to the NBA, but I don't know if you know, if Beckham Jr. can keep his head straight, and let's just say Baltimore make a trade, because they saying that the Browns is shopping Odell Beckham Jr. around. Let's just say the Ravens pull something and they just get him for cheap, and let's say they get Odell Beckham, and then he got Lamar Jackson throwing him the ball. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think there's no team out there that's gonna beat the Ravens unless Lamar get hurt. And as I think it's a wrap, and I think that the season is already decided if they can find a way to get Odell Beckham Jr. and Odell Beckham Jr. can keep his head on straight. I just think he
I,
don't
I,
like being in Cleveland.
I mean, I think that's a problem too. But then we also have trash ass Baker Mayfield. You know what I'm saying? Who's just pure D garbage. That don't help neither. But I know he hate. You know what I'm saying? I know for a fact Odell Beckham. Hate being in Cleveland. And hell, I don't blame him because I mean, it's Cleveland. Need I say more? you know, I, I'm just and no disrespect to nobody that's in here from Cleveland or Ohio, but I mean that's Cleveland though, man. You know what I'm saying? It suck ass. I'm sorry, but that right there, like, man, everybody trying to crown Patrick Mahomes the next like the next all time great quarterback. He got competition, and if I'm telling you like this town, if they get a team around Deshaun Watson, you know what I'm saying? He's a threat too.
Exactly,
You know,
exactly,
if they get rid
exactly.
of Bill O'Brien dumbass and make a couple of moves, um, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, it's going to be them three quarterbacks for about the next 15 years. So you're going to come out the AFC every year.
I
So
think,
I
like
know
I
they want to
said,
crown Patrick Mahomes, but it's the next Tom Brady. But nah,
I think Tom Brady kind of getting a little bit exposed in the NFC, in the NFC South, because now he don't have that blocking that he have, and keep in mind he is 43 years old, and now he see how different it is.
he don't
He don't
got
have
Bill
the block.
Belichick either. He don't got Belichick to cheat for him.
Yeah, yeah, he don't got. Hey, he don't got Belichick no more. Then Cam, I'm worried about Cam, because Cam at that age where he need to stop running so much. Cam is in his 30s now, and it's almost like Belichick like trying to set him up to get hurt, and he keep trying to have him running the option. He need to put him in a position where he could throw the ball, and he need to try to get him some receivers or something. But then Cam really stuck with the receivers that he got, so it's
Yeah,
just like.
Cam is like really on a 1 year prove it deal, but I just want him to stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? I really do. Cause and get the hell away from Bill Belichick, because Bill Belichick will end up, messing a man's career up. He really will.
Yeah, that's
All in,
yeah. That
you know what I'm saying?
okay.
For no damn reason. But
Okay. So Carl, let's get back to the NBA.
all right.
Let's just say the unthinkable happens. let's just say let's just say that it's the Nuggets and the Heat in the finals instead of the Lakers and the we know me and you both know the NBA would prefer the Lakers versus the Celtics, but let's
Yep.
just say that it don't happen. Who do you think? Who do you think wins this series?
That honestly, I would have to go. Believe it or not, I would have to go with Miami because they can play lockdown defense. And Jimmy Butler, you know what I'm saying, in the clutch time, people can say what they want about Jimmy Butler. In this crunch time, in that fourth quarter, he delivers. You know, but you know some, you know what I'm saying. I want to say them, but it's kind of hard. Like, I'm be honest, town. It's like that's going seven. I was thinking Miami first because I know they got Jimmy Butler, but that young, I'm really impressed with that young man Jamal Murray. And even the game Jokic had, I mean, he controlled the glass, scored a little bit of points, but the assist that he dropped too, you know what I'm saying, and just him being in presence, and then Michael Porter Jr., then Gary Harris. I'm impressed with them young boys. And one thing that's going to worry the Lakers and everybody else, them boys are playing with no fear.
Yeah, I've always said this about Jimmy Butler. I always thought Jimmy Butler was a superstar waiting to happen. He always was a star, but he never became a superstar. And I think this is the series, and I think this is his time where he can really establish himself. Where we all talking after this series is over and after the finals is over, we talking about Jimmy Butler because I think Jimmy Butler is going to turn into Dwayne Wade in the finals, and I just think he can ball out. I think
I mean, I
I
think
think
so
this is
too. And every time I see Jimmy Butler town, I get mad that my Chicago Bulls with that dumb bastard John Paxson and Gar Forman traded Jimmy Butler. It gets my blood boiling. I mean, it really gets my blood boiling. I said they fired them years too late. I never wanted us to trade Jimmy Butler because I was like, even when Derrick Rose got injured, I seen that he wanted to sign Derrick Rose. I said, no, we got Jimmy here, but they didn't want him around him. Oh, we need to rebuild, and we're still rebuilding. And now he could potentially be on his way. He's in the Eastern Conference Finals right now, which nobody saw because everybody, including myself, thought Milwaukee was going to go to the finals. But look what Jimmy Butler did to Giannis. He
yeah, you
exposed
see
Giannis a
him.
little bit to me.
Yeah, we finally seen Giannis his flaws, man. We really saw his flaws in this series. So now it's like I say, Giannis got a lot to work on in the off season because where he has some pluses, he has a lot of minuses, and he is a liability. He could be a liability in crunch time when the game is close. If the team is up by 2 points or the team is down by 2 points, and they start trying to put Giannis on the line, he got to get that free throw shooting up. Then he got to learn how to play. Need to learn how to play with his back to the basket and learn how to post people up more. And he need to develop like a short jumper.
Yeah,
You know,
he needs to develop that Kawhi mid range jumper. And you're right, he does need to play to the back because I'm like, man, you're 7 feet tall, you about 255 pounds. Like, there's no way you should not be putting guys, you know, saying smaller than you in the post. And you got to work them free throws. Like that's a
exactly.
must because Milwaukee can improve the cast. Milwaukee can improve the cast, the surrounding cast of the team, which is what they must do. You know what I'm saying? Because Chris Middleton as your second option is not going to cut it. I'm sorry, it's just not. You
Yeah, I
know.
think the jury is out. I think the verdict is out on Chris Middleton. He not really a second option. He just a dude. He more like a third option. He not a dude that you want to like when the game is on the line. You don't want Chris Middleton trying to win you the game because basically Chris Middleton saved them. Yeah, he came up big in one game that kept them from getting swept, but then this has been going on with Chris Middleton like all year long. This has been
It's
the
been going
thing
on
with
Chris
him.
Middleton for years, town. I mean, he is who I've been seeing he was. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when Giannis was a youngster, like Chris Middleton is still the same Chris Middleton. You know, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm being honest, like Chris Middleton has not changed. He's still Chris Middleton. Like, he gonna get you like 16 to 18 a game, but when it comes to those big moments, he's just not that guy. He's not.
Yeah, see that's it. Yeah, see that's the problem though. And then, like I said, they really don't like they defense is shaky at times. And then, like to me, they still don't have like a good decision making point guard. So that's why they trying to bring in. I heard they trying to bring in Chris Paul, but then you got to think to yourself, CB. Chris Paul is like he up there in age. Like if this had happened like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, then you would be like all for it. But at the end of the day, Chris Paul he getting up there in age. I feel if they make a move like that, it'll have to be all or nothing this season.
I mean, yeah, but some I would still would like them to get Chris Paul, but what they would have to do during the regular season, limit Chris Paul to about 60 games, honestly, to keep him fresh for the playoffs. That's what I would do
Exactly.
because I mean he is like what 34 finna be 35, so you
He,
can do that like
yeah,
that, like you limit him those type of games and plus let him go full throttle because you saw in the series against Miami, they don't have Chris. Chris Paul is an excellent. What I'm saying, is the quintessential point guard, and he's a point guard that makes people around him better. He'll make Giannis better, get Giannis a lot of easy buckets where what I'm saying, Giannis can be cutting and slashing. You can throw him lobs. What I'm saying, on the pick and roll. Doing stuff like that. And then Chris Paul is an excellent mid range shooter and a great free throw shooter as well. And he a bulldog still, but
yeah. I
but
want
they
Gian-
would
I
but they would
want
have to.
Giannis next season, like I said, to try to be like a little more physical because, like you said, he still ain't like grew into his complete body. He's still like only like 25,
Yeah,
and it's still time for him to get even better. I don't think he reached his peak till like he around 28. That's when he
exactly.
gonna be like who he is. Because you
Exactly.
seen when Stephen Curry made 28, he was like,
Oh yeah. Woo,
which,
he
which
took off. It was
yeah,
that player, that Stephen Curry was night and day, easily. And
and that's what I'm saying with Giannis. Now let me ask you this one last question before we end this stream. Okay, what happens to what happens to Doc Rivers? Let me ask you, Carl, this last question. What do you think should happen to Doc Rivers, and what would CB do with Doc Rivers? Do you think he just totally blew this series and he should be fired? I think he should. That,
absolutely. This is his third time doing this, town. This is his third time doing this with the Clippers having a 3-1 lead. Remember he did it with the Nuggets, then with the Rockets, and then with I think against damn, what was that other team? This is the third time he's doing it. He's the only coach in NBA history to have only twice, and now he's the only coach in NBA history to have a 3-1 series lead in the semifinals and blow it three times. And all three times with the Clippers, I think he did it against I don't know if it now it wasn't the Warriors. They was never up 3-1 on the Warriors, I don't think. Um but I know for sure the last time he did it was like in 2015 against the Houston Rockets, you know. But what I'm saying, Doc Rivers, like this is unacceptable. Like he wasn't making good in game adjustments. Like there was no way you got double digit leads in games 5, 6, and 7, and you don't close the deal when you got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Paul George, though, what I'm saying, is a choker two town. I'm gonna keep it real. He come up
yeah, you
small.
got it. It's time. It's time. It,
You know what I'm
it's
saying?
time.
Like I mean,
It's
I know everybody wanted to blame Russell Westbrook for last year. You know what I'm saying? OKC, you can put the blame on Russ, but but let's not act like Dame wasn't lighting Paul George up either. And Paul George don't come up small in games either. You know. Now he away from Russ, and he was not. And the problem is he was not consistent. If he would have been consistent this series, they would have won probably. He was not consistent, and that's the problem.
yeah. I said that him averaging like what did he average in this series? Like maybe 19 points a game, but
Yeah.
20 at best.
Nah, he didn't average
I
20. He averaged about 19, 18, and 19, and
he
that's
needed
unacceptable.
he needed to average at least 24 in this series for this to be like this should have been a cakewalk for them.
This series should have been over in 5 games when they was up 3-1, and Paul George wasn't even playing like that. But it's the fact that like, okay, Paul George, so you can't just be like, oh well, we got Kawhi, you got Kawhi, but guess what though, what I'm saying? That's what you're called a duo for. You know what I'm saying? That's why you had Steph and Clay. That's why you got Mike and Scotty, Shaq and Kobe, a duo.
Now,
But
yeah, that's funny.
the thing about them duos though, that Paul George is not, those duos were consistent.
Facts,
Even and if they had a bad game, trust me, they're gonna come back the next game with a vengeance.
facts.
And Paul George, those games that he had against Dallas, I was like, I was worried then. I said, man, he, you know what I'm saying, that Dallas is probably the worst, was probably the worst defensive team in the playoffs.
Exactly.
And he had 3 games in a row where you like 9 points, 8 points and 11 points. Like, hold on, you supposed to be Paul George. You supposed to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell going on?
Oh, don't worry, CB, because I'm finna destroy Paul George. Because see, I want. No, wait a minute. You know me, I'm fair. You've been fucking
Yeah,
with me for a minute. I'm fair,
yeah,
but
that's true.
I wanted to give him the rope to hang himself. You know what
He
I'm
did,
saying?
and in town you gave him all the rope, and he hung his damn self. So I'm not. I'm gonna be honest with you. He did, because I said, damn, where's Paul George? Like, I mean, because in the first quarter, like, Paul George only had 10 points this game. Town 10 points. You know that he only had 10 points this game.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and the man did not score in the second half. So my thing is, why are they paying you $30+ million and you're not scoring in the second half in the playoffs at that? That's a problem.
Do you
So
think
yeah,
they? Do you?
this hurt Kawhi legacy, but Kawhi got 2 rings already.
Yeah. He's still, and he only 29 years old. So his legacy isn't set in stone because, like you said before, he got 2 rings. He's a 2-time Finals MVP.
Exactly.
He's a two. So we waiting for Paul George. Paul George is he coming across as a front runner. I
Yep.
mean, he didn't even play like a second option. He played like a dude coming off the bench.
Yeah, he
He
did.
was
Like, I mean, he played like a role player, and that's being honest. Like, he played like a role player, and I'm like, in Game 7, and the bad part about it, town, was Jamal Murray was cooking his ass. I mean, he was cooking Paul George.
Yeah, this is embarrassing because now we looking at his history in Indiana. Now OKC. So now here we go again in Los Angeles. So what's the excuse now? And to be honest with you, CB, you finally just put it out there. He has not been very good in the playoffs.
No,
This
he
is his
hasn't.
history.
Yeah, that's his history from Indiana. Like, he'll do good one series, but when he facing like elite competition, you look at Paul George against other elite players in the playoffs. The numbers are not good. His numbers go down. They don't go up or stay or even match. You know what I'm saying? Match. The same they was in the regular season. His numbers go down. He's a totally different player in the playoffs, and he tried to call himself playoff P. Like, no, 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 playoff choker. That's
Hey,
my nickname for him, the playoff choker, because I mean, I have more than enough body of work on him from Indiana, from the one season in OKC, and now here with the Clippers. There's no way in hell Denver was supposed to beat the Clippers. No way. And especially a Los Angeles Clippers team that had a 3-1 series lead.
exactly.
You know?
And then you got experience now. And here's the thing: Doc Rivers is supposed to figure out how to win these type of series. Once again, he get out coached.
Yeah.
He get he get out coached. He loses series that he shouldn't be losing. So you got to keep in mind, Steve Ballmer spent $2 billion on that team.
Yep. Yeah. And not only that, but I mean, to me, I would replace Doc Rivers with Mark Jackson, obviously.
I that's coming too. That's coming too. That's
Yeah.
com- This got to be for real. People got to talk about this too because this the elephant in the room, CB. Because it's like this, man. Okay, they're saying Chauncey Billups may get a job. They saying Sam Cassell may get a job, but that's cool. Sam Cassell, he put in his work. He been doing some assistant coaching. Okay, but you bring in Steve Nash. You got Chauncey Billups coming out of nowhere, but you got Mark Jackson because of his religious beliefs to where the point he just ostracized from not getting a second. He can't, and then he had a winning record when he was fired. So you mean it's not like the man had a losing record? The man had a winning record. So
Thank
I
you. And
mean,
he
like
developed not only that, but Town, but keep it real, Town. He developed Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Draymond. He developed that team. And when they were going to start winning, they replaced him with Steve Kerr and let him get all the damn credit.
that's exactly what happened. It's I give you. a prime example, and this is just real talk. A lot of people don't want to face the fact. It's just like what happened CB a while back with Tampa Bay. They ran Tony Dungy out of town, and then they brought in John Gruden. And what has John Gruden done ever since that Super Bowl? He only won one Super Bowl, and that's because the head coach of the Raiders, Bill Callahan, basically gave him the game plan. That's why
Yep.
they in that go watch that Super Bowl with the Raiders to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay said, "Eat shit." John, what's that dude's name?
The
The
coach.
dude that's the general manager of the fort who used to play.
Oh,
Uh,
John Lynch. John Lynch.
John Lynch said out of his own mouth, he said we knew everything they was gonna do before they did it, and that's because Bill Callahan gave them gave them the playbook. He told them.
Yeah.
Change. So that's what I'm saying. What has John Gruden done ever since?
Nothing
Nothing.
now. And why the hell the Las Vegas Raiders gave him a 10-year, $100 million contract for what?
Exactly.
They gonna eat a lot of that money. Watch what I tell you. John Gruden would be lucky if he lasts there 5 years, 6 years at the most. And I'm being nice when I
Well,
say that.
as long as Derek Carr is they starting quarterback, they ain't gonna win shit. So I don't know. So as long as Derek Carr is the starting quarterback, uh, they gonna be lucky if they win 8 games every year. So
Yeah,
I'm just keeping it 100. But that's the prime example that me and you both making. Steve Kerr just came into a good situation. Shit, Phil Jackson could have came in there and won with that team they had. They was ready to go.
exactly.
That's Steve Nash didn't really, I mean, excuse me, Steve Kerr didn't really have to do nothing. He just came in there and then he just came in there. He took the pieces that he had and he got them there. Shit,
Right.
anybody could have won with that team they had. So
Hell, I could
I
have
mean,
coached that team and led them to a chip. Hell,
hell yeah,
just being honest, I could have did that. I mean, them boys are talented, and they were just better than everybody else. And then you had Steph Curry and Klay Thompson who can both pull up from 30 feet plus. So you got to pretty much you try to check them at half court. And you got Draymond Green, a defensive anchor. Then you had Harrison Barnes, you know what I'm saying, who's a good a good piece, and then Andrew Bogut and then Leandro Barbosa. They bench, you know what I'm saying? Well, that's what set them apart. Like they bench can come in, the starting five can get down by 15 or 20 points. The bench can come in and within 7 minutes, it's a tie game where the bench got them up by a couple. So that team was ready. And
yeah. And if they would have kept
that's the
Mark
thing that pissed
Jackson,
me. Yeah, but Town, that's nothing that pissed me off too. How they want to be like, well, when they won their first championship, LeBron didn't have Kyrie and Kevin Love. Man, come on now, stop it. They
okay. So
always
what was the excuse when you lost the next two
My
and you
thing is,
had
but they gonna say, well, oh well, Kevin Durant was there, but guess what though? People fail to realize he still had Kyrie Irving and he still had Kevin Love, and let's not act like Kevin Love was not a perennial All Star in Minnesota, averaging 25 and 12.
Yeah, people keep forgetting that Kevin Love was putting up big numbers. He
Exactly,
was an all-star within his own right. See,
exactly.
that's the thing, though. That's the thing. They try to come up with the excuses to try to like they come up with the excuses about why the Warriors won with KD. Like I said, KD can go wherever the hell he want to go because at the end of the day, that's why they call it free agency, man. He
Exactly.
could go wherever he goes wherever he want to go. Just like Giannis, if he want to go to the damn Miami Heat, he go to the damn Miami Heat. He go to Charlotte for all I care, because it's called
Yeah.
free agency.
But
Shit.
see, Town,
And if
what they
you
was really mad about the Warriors though, they was mad because KD was busting LeBron ass. That's what they was mad at, and it was on national TV in the finals. He was putting his foot up LeBron butt, and how dare you do that to the chosen one, who they trying to compare to Mike? How dare you?
well,
That's what.
that's a dead argument. I don't even like that. Ain't even worth debate. Me and
No,
you,
no,
we didn't
but
already
that,
we
but that's what
already did talked
ESPN.
about this. You from Chicago? You seen the shit when it first happened?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I saw live and on location. You know what I'm saying. I'm 39 years old now. I saw Mike's whole career. I'm like, and they tried. Well, Mike really didn't play nobody. I said, well, damn, Magic Johnson, not one of the top 5 players of all time. You know what I'm saying? He had James Worthy on that team too, along with Byron Scott. You know what I'm saying? The Lakers still had a team then.
Oh,
What about
okay.
Clyde
That's
Drexler and Terry Porter and Jerome Kersey, Kevin Duckworth and them boys? What about Charles Barkley, Kevin Johnson with the Phoenix Suns and them, and Dan Marley, who was a long distance shooter before before the Steph Curry's numbers even here. He was hitting
Yep.
them long range daggers. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
They forget about that.
Facts.
They don't want to talk about the Seattle Supersonics who, when the Bulls won 72-10, Seattle won 64-18 that year, and had it not been for the Bulls, Gary Payton and Sean Kemp would have had a ring. But they also had Sam Perkins and Detlef Shrimp too. They don't want to tell you that. You know what I'm saying? You know.
No, see, I remember I remembered all this. See, a lot of people got to be fair when they see the whole Warriors super team. We all know it was garbage. You know, Dr. J had Moses Malone, he had Maurice Cheeks, Magic Johnson. That's all he played with. His whole career was pretty much Hall of Famers. He played with James Worthy. He played with Big Game Bang. He played. I mean, look who he played with. I mean,
Thank you,
for real, he
Kareem
played with Kareem.
Abdul-Jabbar.
He played with the GOAT. He played with the other GOAT. So what are you talking about?
Exactly.
I
It, it,
mean.
but they won't say that though. And but then if they really want to say who really started the super team, um, that was back in the '80s. You know what I'm saying? We can definitely say that, but we're gonna go to current times, right? What about when LeBron left Cleveland and teamed up with an NBA champion in Dwayne Wade and a perennial and a regular perennial All Star in Dwayne Wade and a perennial All Star in Chris Bosh down in Miami.
Chris Bosh was averaging 24 a game when he left the Raptors to come to Miami.
He was he was
Dwayne
averaging
Wade was
exactly what
averaging,
Kevin Love was averaging 24 or 25 and 12 and all that.
and they made it, and there was no atrocities there. It was no atrocity. Everybody was cool with it. Stephen A. Smith. A week before it was announced, he was jumping up and down. Oh, he
Yeah.
going to the Heat. And then keep in mind when the Lakers tried to form that short term super team with Karl Malone and Gary Payton, that nobody had a problem with that.
No, how you gonna have a lineup of Gary Payton,
Four
Kobe
first
Bryant?
ballot Hall of Famers.
Yeah,
Four
thank you. And,
four first ballot Hall of Famers.
but they
Four.
won't say that. But they won't say nothing about that though. You know. But
Yeah,
when
they just
but like you said though, Town. I remember one of the videos you said this too, and you hit it right on the head. I swear to God, you did when you said they were just mad because when Kevin Durant went to the Warriors, they were like, "Oh, our king ain't get no more rings," and they knew he wasn't.
no,
That's
they knew it was a wrap. They knew it was a wrap because they already knew you add Kevin Durant to that. It was a false narrative from the gate. Now, me and you didn't buy into it, but you know, you had some people listening to that bullshit Stephen A. Smith was talking. Nobody don't pay attention to that dude. Nobody.
the Stephen A. Smith. You know what I'm saying is irrelevant, and he mad because Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying called him out on it, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? How you gonna try to chastise Kevin Durant to some I know people like Stephen A. Like, dude, you not a hood, you not from the streets. Dude, be quiet, okay? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You a tap dancer, you know. You like to lick the boots or you know what I'm saying, or your white zaddies at ESPN. Be quiet. You mad because
keep
Kevin Durant, you know what I'm saying, treated you, you know what I'm saying, treated your whole life when you wouldn't give you the exclusive or nothing like that. Because you know he's used to getting the inside scoop and you wasn't getting that no more, so or your feelings were hurt. That's what it came down to, Stephen. That your feelings got hurt. Be quiet,
keep.
man.
I know. Hey, but CB, before I end this, check this out. This is a funny story about. I told you this before. Remember when the Warriors won that last championship? Stephen A. Smith was so spooked to get out of Oakland and go back to Frisco, where his hotel was. The nigga got into the wrong Uber. Everybody was laughing at the nigga. The nigga got into the wrong Uber because he was trying to diss the town. I don't want to go to Oakland for the champ. Well, nigga, you coming to Oakland? So
Yeah.
you nigga was looking all over his head and everything and shit. Even though we knew he was staying at the Hilton in San Francisco, we knew where he was. We we knew where the nigga was. It like we
Hey,
knew where the, we knew where them niggas was, but CB, it wasn't even that serious. We knew what hotel the niggas was staying at. Like, bro, if it was really nigga, come on, man. San Francisco is
my
right over
thing
the
is
water.
though, my thing is this though, Town. How you gonna run your mouth about the Bay, but then you got to be out there in the Bay, and you know the brothers out there in the Bay ain't about them games. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
that's like Yeah, man, that's like a nigga like you already see what's you see how academics be talking. He talk all that shit about Chicago, but he still ain't brought his ass out there. He
Now
know
you
he
know what
ain't
time.
welcome out.
Now he already know what time it is. Same thing with Snitch Now. Whenever he do come to Chicago, he got hella security because he already know.
Oh, you
You know
mean
what I'm saying?
cops?
Yeah,
You mean
yeah. He got
yeah,
real
you
live
mean
cops like that Chicago rapper that just got murdered. FBG Duck. You know what I'm saying? He got murdered right down on the Gold Coast town, which is where a lot of multi-million-dollar homes is. Dudes pulled up on him and aired him out right there. And this was predominantly white, millions and millions and millions of dollars is, you know what I'm saying, and everything. And they aired his ass out right there in front of
So,
a high end store. Laid him out.
so that means you ain't safe whether you in the upscale neighborhood.
Hell no. They came and got him. I'm talking about they got his location and he was coming out of a design store. I forgot which one it was. And they put about 8 or 9 hot ones in him. Laid him right there.
Damn.
Yeah.
All right, CB. Hey man, appreciate you taking your time, man, to tap in, man. So we gonna do this again, man.
Most
So
definitely,
y'all,
man. Thank you for having me on, man.
CB, tell everybody, man, about your channel, man. Hey, this is
All right.
real Chi-Town shit. This real
Hey,
Chi-Town.
hey, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can check me out right here on YouTube at CB Sports TV. You know, I cover boxing, but I mean, I could talk about other topics too, which I'm gonna start opening it up and talking about other topics. You know what I'm saying, and everything. You know, especially you know what I'm saying about these Managed Nation members. But you know, this the channel I fucks with super heavy. You know, homie town business. You know what I'm saying, Bay Area's finest. And that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you want the real spill, you know what I'm saying? You got to fuck with the homie town biz, you know what I'm saying? Because when they put me on your channel, man, town, I've been hooked ever since. I said, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you know, in real
Appreciate that.
life. I said, no, I'm serious. Like, when 78 put me on it, I said, go subscribe to the homie town biz. I said, I checked you out. Start checking out your videos. I said, oh, man, okay, this is what I'm talking about. Because you've been calling a lot of stuff out. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying, wouldn't call out. I'm like, this is what I'm talking about. It's talking about our community and everything. And you know what I'm saying? It's been time. You know, it's been time for that. You know, and I appreciate you for that. And I thank you for that, man, because, you know what I'm saying? A lot of brothers won't do it, you know, scared to do it. Oh, well, you know, I mean, I can't, I don't want to upset. I don't give a fuck about upsetting the apple cart, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. They're going to have to do what they have to do to me. They're not going to sound with me, but they already know. If you come fucking with me, I'm taking you motherfuckers going with me though. I promise you that I ain't going alone. And that's my
Uh,
word,
absolutely.
you know. But if you think I'm a bitch now because I don't like you, well fuck you too. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is.
Facts.
But definitely appreciate you having me on town. We definitely gonna chop it up, man. You know what I'm saying? Whenever you want me back on, man, just let me know, man. I'm definitely, gonna come back
Oh,
on because I
hey,
definitely
hey, man,
appreciate this.
we probably be back in a few hours because we gotta talk this boxing shit. We gotta get all this shit out the way, man, because they got a lot of shit coming up. So we definitely gonna get the
Yeah.
boxing shit.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. I'm telling you, not now, town. I think you know what I'm saying. I really think you know what I'm saying because I've been seeing Earl Spence, you know what I'm saying, his videos on Instagram and all that. You know, I think he finna whoop Danny Garcia ass and stop him. I'm telling you right now. I got him. I've been telling people that for long. Say he gonna stop him at 11. Danny Garcia got cement feet. You know what I'm saying? He tailor made for Earl.
so there
You
you
know,
have it.
I'm, I'm serious. Like he tailor made. Like when I say like he be like magnifique. Like mwah, he tailor made. You know.
Well, we gonna find out, man.
Yeah,
All
but I
right,
can't
hey,
wait though. But appreciate you, man. You stay up, family.
all right, man. CB
Yeah.
Sports, man. Tell Biz we out.